Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, my little degenerates, to 2024. Happy New Year's to everybody. I hope everyone's doing well. I really want to thank everybody for supporting the channel. Currently, I just checked. At the time of this recording, I am now 290 subscribers, almost close to 300. So we're starting 2024 off with a bang. I want to thank everybody for supporting the channel, watching the videos, leaving feedback for those who left feedback, and just inspiring me to do YouTube. And special shout outs to one of my homeboys. He made my first merch. And we're gonna talk about more about that later on in the video. But yeah, like for this video, I just wanted to do like a vlog slash update video, channel update video, to talk about what's coming of the channel, what is the recaps of some of my favorite moments of this year, and also talk about something that I didn't get to talk about, the leaks, in particular the Insomniac leak. So this is all gonna happen in this video. So without further ado, let's talk about this stuff. Also, keep in mind there will be timestamps, so if you don't want to hear certain shit, you can just skip on the timestamp below in the description box. So go for it. So, channel update. What's happening with the channel? So in terms of overarching design and editing and thumbnails, I do want to improve on that. I noticed that some of my videos can be a little bit bland or whatnot. And now that I got a capture card and whatnot, I'm definitely going to implement more gameplay footage, more editing wise, in terms of like when there's like an article, like have background images or something, like improve the editing style a lot more. And when it comes on to thumbnails, improve that as well. Also get way better at TikToking, because a lot of what I'm noticing, a lot of my audience is coming from TikTok. And that's another place where you can reach me at, is my TikTok videos. I do want to use the TikTok as kind of like a easy, like straight to the point videos. They're way more shorter than my other videos, so if you really want to just get the gist of what I'm saying, go to my TikTok. The link here will be in the description box below. I will be posting any videos on there in a smaller, condensed format. So if you just don't want to hear full details and you just want to hear something short, you watch the TikTok videos. So improving those elements, I think, will boost my channel, because again, we're close to 300, so I really want to focus on that. In terms of what you can expect in terms of ideas and what I have for in terms of video, so I can tell you for this month, we're going to do favorite movies, top 10 favorite movies, least favorite movies. So I won't be doing any like top 5 or the worst movies. I'll just be doing least favorite, worst movie, and we'll just ramble on in terms of that. And then I will be doing, of course, something near in February, my favorite video game of 2023. It's going to be a top 5. I already have an idea of what's my game of the year. I think I'm feel strong about this one. I know people might disagree, but again, it's my list, so I don't give a fuck. So I'm looking forward to doing that video. And for the first time ever in the channel history, I'm going to finally do best and worst TV shows of 2023. Like I have a few TV shows I watched this year that were really fucking good. Some were like, all right. And then, oh buddy, ooh wee, There's one show that was so fucking bad. I literally shedded a tear of anger because I couldn't believe that they dropped the ball so hard on that show. But yeah, if any of my friends are watching this, they know exactly what the fuck show I'm talking about. But yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that video. And then finally, just be more consistent, like more uploads, not recording and then just not editing out the videos. Like, actually just, if I record something, putting it out there, you know. And that's one tip I can give anybody who's stumbling on my channel and just watching this for the first time. If you're trying to get into YouTube, motherfuckers, just keep making content. Eventually people are going to gravitate to your shit, and there's going to be many moments where you're going to have nobody watch your content. And, you know, that's just how it's going to be. When you're first starting out, that's just how it's going to be. But if you be consistent and you keep trying, you're going to be good. And eventually you're going to find an audience, because it took me a while to find my audience, and it's starting to really come. So I'm very proud on that. So to recap, better thumbnails, better editing, game of the year, favorite movie, least favorite movies, and farewell DC EU is all coming, and being more consistent and being more active on TikTok. These are the things I'm going to try and work on 2024. So stay with me on that one. So let's recap 2023, and if I can describe 2023, for me it would be acceptance and closure. Like, truly just making peace with things that has happened in my life that I'm now realizing and now coming to terms with, and just being in a more happy place. I would say the biggest highlight for me of 2023 was going to Canada. I went to Canada with two of my homeboys, and it was a very eye-opening experience. And it was very much a very fun, like, eye-opening of like how beautiful the world is. If you step out of your comfort zone, you know, you'll see that there's a whole big world. And I know my homeboy, one of my homeboys, he's a fucking traveler, and he was like, all the time is like, yo, Degenerate, you gotta go on a trip, man. You gotta go on a trip. He's been dying to get me on to go on a trip, and I'm just like, I'm always busy, and which I was. I usually am always busy, but that trip, finally being able to get on a trip and finally being able to, you know, go on a trip with friends was so wonderful. It was so funny. It was so much fun, and it made me realize, like, there's a bigger, beautiful world. I think the highlight of my trip, however, two highlights. Really getting close with one of my homeboys, because me and him were always cool, but like that trip, I felt like really bonded me with him. No homo. I'm sad I gotta say that to you guys, but whatever. It really gave me some tough love and some things I needed to hear as a man, and it gave me new perspective of my life and whatnot. So I'm very grateful. If that friend is listening, and he knows who he is, thank you for giving me words of wisdom. So yeah, I thank him a lot, and that's my boy from here on in. If he need anything, I got him. But yeah, like, that part opened me up. But also seeing Niagara Falls, man, Niagara Falls, oh, it was so beautiful. It was, again, very eye-opening experience. And like, man, there's a beautiful world that I think people are not experiencing, you know, and you need to, you know. If you could go on anywhere, you don't have to be Japan. I know a lot of us anime fans, you know, we want to do like Japan first, like the ultimate goal. Like, yeah, make sure you make that happen, but, you know, go other places. You know, if you live in US, you know, go to New York, you know, Go to Amsterdam, go to all these other places, go to Canada, you know, when it's a little hotter, because I know when we went it was warm, so we were good, but down there it's cold. Like, definitely travel, enjoy life, man. Like, you'll see a brand new world that you ain't never experienced before. And if I didn't go to Canada, I probably would have never be more inclined to travel even more. Like, this year, I'm telling you one thing and one thing only. I'm trying to make that Disney World. I'm trying to make it to Florida so I can go to Disney World, baby. I'm trying to get me 2 lightsabers, 3 lightsabers at Disney World. I'm just trying my best to travel more, and that's one thing I want to do in 2024. Travel as much as possible, even if it's anywhere. Travel anywhere. To me, that's where I want to do. So that's one cool thing about 2023. Another thing, of course, I already mentioned it. The channel. I loved the growth of the channel. Videos have been inconsistent, I know, and like, so, because I feel like when the views are not there, it demotivates me to try. But I think, you know, some of my favorite videos, again, was the Resident Evil 4 remake critique, and also the Across the Spider-Verse video, which led into a huge big controversy about, like, Gwen being trans, which that video really exposed that people don't know how reading comprehension and, like, reading between the lines of things. And it's like, that video wasn't even meant to be talking about whether the trans community thinks that Gwen is trans or whatever. Nah, that wasn't irrelevant. The point of the video was really just to show like how the movie does such a great job of critiquing Spider-Man as a character and the systematic problems of the Spider-Man community, and also Marvel handling of Spider-Man, but also celebrating it. There's another favorite movie this year that I can't believe is one of my favorite movies of this year. That movie also does a critique as well, but at a different way. But I'm getting ahead of myself. But yeah, like that conversation was very interesting to see so many people just forget the whole point of the video and was like focus on that one particular thing. But yeah, it was just definitely something I was like, interesting. People need to work on reading comprehension a lot, or their listening comprehensions need to be worked on a lot. But other than that, love the video, love making it. There will be more videos in that style as soon as I can think of something interesting to say. As soon as I can think of something interesting to say. Sometimes it takes me a minute to really think about certain things. But yeah, 2023. Nothing much to really say on it on this year, on the recap part, except go on vacation, travel, spend time with friends, travel, experience a brand new world, man. You will be shocked on the things you see when you just step out of your comfort zone. And as someone who has been sheltered half of his life and, you know, really getting into like traveling and whatnot, it's very fresh air to like travel and shit. So get on that. Last but not least, let's talk about some video game stuff that I really wanted to talk about, but I didn't get the chance because I was sick and also enjoying the holidays. But let's talk about Insomniac leaks, you know, and in particular, them becoming the Marvel Studio company. And for those that don't know what happened, last month, Insomniac really had a huge leak, and I'm here thinking this leak is like, oh well, they're just gonna show off that, probably that the Wolverine game has some codes or whatever. No, a bunch of Insomniac's information got leaked, and and Sony had the chance to end the leak by giving into a ransom, but Sony, being a company and being kind of smart, to be honest, be real, said no, fuck that. And so all the information of Insomniac, what they're doing, how much their games cost to make, a bunch of information was leaked, including upcoming titles we had no idea. And I looked at the leak because it was so unavoidable. Everybody was talking about this shit. And oh my goodness, some of the things that I've read, I literally jumped for joy, and I was like, Insomniac's cooking up some good shit. But after thinking about it, after really sitting down and thinking about it, it's very lame that Insomniac is now turning into the Marvel studio. And I'm not going to say the games that they're working on. However, I will mention one that has not been announced. So if you do not want to know what this game is, please go ahead and, you can get off this video. Thank you. Have a good time. But for those that want to know, they're working on a lot of Marvel games, and I'm like, whoa, this studio has become nothing more than the Marvel studio, and I'm all for that, and I'm for that to a certain extent. Like, I think what they're doing with Spider-Man is amazing. Like, even when I talk about when I do my critique of the story, I still argue Insomnia has a good understanding of what makes Spider-Man such a beautiful and amazing character, and I really am grateful for Insomniac working on them. And they did show off, the leaks did show off gameplay of the Wolverine game. And I gotta say, I'm not gonna lie, it does look like God of War 2018, but way more brutal. And I'm like, this is around my alley, I'm loving it. But at the same time, to hear that we're not getting a new Ratchet and Clank no time soon is like, what the fuck? It's like really like sad. It's like, whoa, what the hell? No new IP no time soon is ridiculous. I love that they're making these Spider-Man games. I love that they're moving on and doing Wolverine. But man, it would be nice for them to make a new IP, man, or do something new, something creative. I do not want this company to be stagnant, because that's what happened to a lot of, Activision's like Spider-Man developers. Like, now they are nothing but the Call of Duty developers, and it would be nice for these guys to be able, Beanox and all these other studios, to do other games other than Call of Duty, but they just don't do that. They're usually just doing Call of Duty shit, and I don't want that to become Insomniac, because Insomniac, regardless of how you feel about Spider-Man 2, whether it lived up to your expectations or fall flat, you can't deny Insomniac knows how to make fun games. Even Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, which based off the recordings of like how much that game did, it didn't do all too well. I enjoyed that game immensely. It was so much fun, but and I think that's the reason why they're working so hard on Marvel games now, is because they are genuinely, none of their other games are doing all that amazing, and Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart was a prime example of that, and it sucks, but it is what it is. The next game that they're working on after Wolverine, spoiler, here's your chance to get out of there, is Venom. And I'm like, holy shit, what the fuck? That's cool. And that kind of explains why now, one, why the Venom community is pissed. And also, two, it also kind of explained why Tony Todd came out and said, the voice for Venom, he came out and said, my lines were pretty much cut. A lot of it was cut because they're saving it for the Venom video solo game that we're getting. And it's like really cool, but I just think of this company as more than just Insomniac, more than just the Marvel studio. I think of them as really talented people who know how to just make fun things, you know, not these story heavy driven games like fucking Naughty Dog, just fun games. And I think, you know, that's what's missing of the PlayStation branch, is like fun, exciting AAA experience, like that has nothing to do with story, has nothing to do with big visuals or whatever. And don't get me wrong, Spider-Man 2 has amazing set pieces and amazing moments, but at the core the gameplay is so tight that you don't really care for the story all too much. You care about the gameplay and getting back into doing gameplay elements. And that's one of the things I love about Insomniac, and I really want them to keep that intact and not just have that be labeled onto only their Marvel games. I want them to try new experiments on brand new IPs, or even the Ratchet and Clank series. Continue that. That was really good to see that they still remembered Ratchet and Clank, the franchise that got them where they are, you know. But to hear that we're not getting that no time soon is like really disheartening. No new IP, really disheartening. And them working on more Marvel stuff is like, the Marvel fan in me is like, that's cool, and it's great that they're working on Wolverine, my favorite X-Men character, the Wolverine. And again, what I've seen of it looks so cool, man. It looks cool. It needs a little bit more tightening up, obviously, because it's an alpha build. But man, it looks, I'm excited, man. I believe in Insomniac, but oh man, it is a shame that what this company is slowly becoming. And you know, it is what it is, but I hope like they will reconsider and like change some dates around, because I do think we need a break from the Marvel Insomniac. I think Insomniac really needs to spread their wings. So we'll see, but I'm not too happy about them being the Marvel studio, as much as I am excited for their next games that's coming, the Wolverine and the Venom game that are eventually going to be worked on. You know, it is what it is. I would really like more new IPs from the studio. With all that being said, welcome to the channel if you're new to the channel, and for continuing people, thank you for supporting. If you like this video, please comment, rate, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Let me know what you think about my New Year's announcements and whatnot, on traveling, and also what you think about Insomniac being new Marvel studio, game studio. Comment below, let me know, and as always, new videos are coming soon. It's your boy Mr. Degenerate signing out. Have a good one, and again, enjoy your new year. Greatness awaits.